Hi, I'm Nalini, and I'd like to talk to you a little bit about summer 2021. I haven't made videos in a while because I've been undergoing a deep process the way all of us have, and the summer energies are bringing that to a kind of fruition. And fruit has all kinds of permutations, doesn't it? As the fruit ripens, it's beautiful. It takes on different colors, all kinds of new energies emerge. And then as the fruit becomes ready, where it will come off in your hand or fall off the tree, it can either be ingested, integrated, or needs to be composted. This pertains to the energies of summer 2021 in a pretty deep way. And here's why. 2021, as we know, is a 5 year. The numbers add up to 5 numerologically, and whether you follow numerology, believe in it, don't believe in it, doesn't really matter. 5 energy likes things fresh and forward moving and uplifting and high energy. And one of the characteristics of 5 is that there's a whole lot of energy present and typically not a great focus on how to channel it, or at least that's how it starts. So you can see how this might pertain to what's going on in the world right now. All these new frequencies coming in, Earth hurtling through the photon belt, and how do we integrate that into our bodies? Some days we barely notice. Other days we get a kind of congested energy in the small of the back, meaning we need to move. Other days we feel the anxiety of everything that's coming up in the world. As more light comes into a system, any system, physical, emotional, mental, spiritual, psychic, etc., it pushes out that which is too dense to exist in that frequency. So, in other words, the shadow comes up. We are going through a great purging. We know this. What's interesting also about the 5 energy is, for instance, I have worked with quite a few people who are part of the 12-step program of recovery from various addictions. And step 5 is always interesting. It isn't always a sticking point, but it is interesting. And the premise of step 5 is to admit to a higher power, oneself, and at least one other human being, the exact nature of our wrongs. I'm hopefully not misquoting here. A lot of that is what's going on in the world as we see what's mirrored. It triggers within us, ooh, how did I do that, if we are responsible emotional processors? Or it triggers us into a polarized response, right, wrong, us and them, which needs to come together and resolve. The two sides don't necessarily need to embrace and make up, although that's always good. But it's more the energies within ourselves of watching, oh, here's how I am in a dogmatically defended position energetically. Because these are the things that are being resolved in the world right now. And this year's energy is bringing in all of the master energies that will support this. From the Great Mother, our source, the creatrix of us all, from any of our guides, our galactic friends and advisors. That's what they are. You know, they're not supreme beings, they're friends. People used to ask me, like, oh, you know, do you pray to Archangel Michael? I'm like, Mikey's my brother. I consider him family. Do you pray to your brother? I don't know. Maybe it's a good idea. And I know some people get great fulfillment out of that. But for me, it was always funny. So that's just me. This year's energies are bringing up all those kinds of things, especially with regard to family. You know, 5 is also the shape of our hand. It is also the shape of a star, the shape of our bodies when our arms and legs are extended. It's bringing in a new consciousness for integration and embodiment. You know, what is it to be an enlightened female, an enlightened one in a woman's body? It's all about embodiment. It's about embodiment and sustainability and connection to nature and being fully, fully present. Now, I'm not saying it isn't that for the male embodiments, but it is absolutely critical as enlightenment moves into our bodies as women that we recognize this and see, oh, there's this star formation happening. It's one of the reasons that there's so much interest in galactic channeling. Our friends are helping us. Our friends from the galactic nations are coming in to assist and give us advice. And, we should literally take it or leave it according to how it resonates with each of us. It's the source within each of us that matters most. And the master number, 555, which some of us see on our clocks from time to time, is that of universal consciousness. That is one of its primary attributes. So this is where we're headed. It's not so much 5D, although for many that's a particular type of ascension understanding. It's not so much that as that this year is moving us, and every year, because we experience linear time and space here, is moving us into a universal consciousness. And that includes and must integrate all that we have perceived, filtered, judged as right and wrong, as good and bad, as self and other, in some way. Even if our beginning and integrations take the form of barest tolerance, that's a step. And the world is making so many steps forward right now, more than any of us have any perception, that we really do have the ability and the right and the invitation to enjoy this 5-year energy of high energy, looking forward, positive feelings, fresh start. That's what the timeout was for. And though we may wish to still gestate, we may wish to still feel ourselves very, very inward, that is the direction where we have to go first. This is feeling that in a different way. I wouldn't say more than, higher than. There is no better, worse, higher, lower, really. But in a more integrated, more universal way as we become the oneness that we are. So summer, which is the fruiting, the flowering of 2021, which is being experienced, it's almost August of 2021 in the Northern Hemisphere, and which will be experienced in 2 or 3 months in the Southern Hemisphere. It's a moving from everything that's dredging and purging, which will continue, but moving from a focus therein to a focus on what is coming to light, what is coming to life, what is opening up and letting us enjoy ourselves, peeling off the layers and stepping out into the sun of our own beings, our central sun, the sun within us. This is what is lighting up, igniting, and integrating. For many of us, it's an integration. And this is critically and crucially important, to be one with the Great Mother, the creatrix of all life, whether you use that terminology or not. So enjoy the summer, and hopefully we will meet one day. Blessings.